You can do right within your home, fun activities with your kids that will help them build their mental capacity. Now, there are various activities you can do within your home with your kids that can help them build their mental capacity. One of those activities is what reading together with your kids. Reading together with your kids has a lot of positive effects in the life of your children. One, it broadens their minds, it makes them feel important, and it creates a good bond between you and your child. Reading together with your kids helps them to learn new vocabularies, explore around the world just where they are. It broadens their mind because why? They read a lot of stories that creates, they assume, they imagine, so that broadens their mind. Reading together with your kids cannot be overemphasized. This is one of the secrets of things I've been able to use to build my girls to be confident and to speak eloquently. Now we're breaking down some things you need to do to encourage your child to read around with you. Number one, become a role model. Become a role model. Children don't listen much as they follow. Become a role model. Read. It will encourage your child to read. It doesn't have to be convenient for you, but at that point where you have to read together, you have to create the time to read along with them. All right? You're even creating bond with you and your child, and you're also building confidence in them when they know you can trust them to read along with you. All right. Then secondly, encourage them to read on their own. And while they're doing this, make sure after you're done, you create a conversation like, which book did you read? Who is the writer? What do you enjoy about the book? And what message is the writer trying to pass across to you through your storybook? When they are answering those questions, you're building their confidence. You're making them learn new vocabulary because they have to bring out things they understood from the book, and they're also building their mental capacity. This will help them also read in school. All right. So the next point now is make sure you keep varieties of reading materials around the house. Like I always say, the environment you want is the environment you create. You want them to enjoy to read along with you, read together with you, read on their own. Please create variety of reading materials, interesting storybooks, captivating storybooks, lovely pictures. Picture storybook most especially encourages children to read. What I did is I put up a shelf in their room, so when it's time for reading, it's so easy to go there and pick your favorite storybook or pick an interesting storybook to read, and that makes it more easier for them to enjoy to read. So always make sure there's reading materials around the house, fun reading materials around the house. Then encourage them to practice to read aloud. This has one way or the other been a positive effect in my children's life because when they read aloud, they are able to express themselves. All right, they're able to note what the story is trying to pass across. So when you're reading together with them, ask them to read aloud so we can all enjoy the story together. That helps them a lot and it builds their mental capacity. It builds confidence. It builds self-esteem because at that point, they are able to express themselves for everyone to hear. Okay, so the next one is encourage activities that requires reading. What activities that requires reading? Getting a new gadget in the house, or you get something new that has a manual. Please encourage them to read it out to you. You want to learn it while you're fixing it. All right. And you're trying to make a meal and you put down the recipe. As you're making the meal, let them read it out to you. A lot of activities you can carry along with them that will require them to read out loud to you. You're trying to find out something about a place or probably working along with them and you need to read a sign, ask them to read it out to you. This would encourage them to read along with you and also encourages them to read. Then establish a reading time. Establish a reading time. It could be evening, it could be before bedtime, it could be after dinner, it could be during dinner or before dinner. Like I do my reading 7 p.m. before they go to bed. How do I do this? We read bedtime stories, we read stories, we could read anywhere around the house, but when it's time to read, 7 p.m., we have to read. This also encourages them to read along with you. All right, this encourages them to read along with you. Now, another way you can actually encourage them to read along with you is create that environment for them. Make a conducive environment around them to read along with you. Make a conducive environment around for them to read with you and let them enjoy reading. Now, I have used this for a very long time, like building them to read early. That will also encourage them to. So if you have a toddler, you need to start doing this with them. They grow into it. You create the environment and they become it. That's what the environment does to kids. You grow the environment and they become a part of it and they groom along with it. So make sure everything around the house, you create the environment for the reading materials that encourage reading is there, and things you do like creating time for them while they are reading, and let there be a routine time for reading. Let there be a routine time for reading. So I hope you carry out all these points and try to encourage your child to read. Reading helps them build confidence. It creates that boldness and self-awareness that they can actually do this themselves when they read aloud. All right, so I hope this tips also helps you to build your child's mental capacity. Thank you.